to set.
Camera speed.
Sound production, take one.
Action!
AKAPAD. It's the show of shows. That is what you're listening to. Peter A. DeLucas, that's me, coming to you from Philadelphia, PA. The Film Buff Podcast. That's the show. We're about 1,100 episodes deep, and my life mission is to bring you every single movie ever made and every single movie I have ever seen, and they are both the same thing. I'm just one guy talking to you. I like to hang out and talk to people about movies, and I view a lot of what we do here on this show, and it's evident today. Because on the weekends we celebrate, we honor the idea back in the day. I know some of you are young, but in the 80s and the 90s, we would wake up early Saturday and Sunday mornings and grab a bowl of brightly colored cold milk cereal. I mean, I know nowadays it could be almond milk, but it's whole red cap milk, and we would just sit down with cereal and just watch movies until watch cartoons until 11, 12 o'clock in the afternoon, and then that's where you just go outside and do whatever, play, touch grass, go crazy, get lost in the woods, like all kinds of stuff. And that was a childhood for a generation. And on this podcast, we watch a lot of movies, we think about a lot of movies, and today, right, we're doing the best of the year, 2025, the best animated film of the year. And some years are good when it comes to animated films, and some years are not. This makes it silly to me that this is even a Academy Awards category. It's just it does one or two things. When a animated film, we always go back to Beauty and the Beast. Beauty and the Beast gets nominated, or it gets attention, and people always say, well, it shouldn't be Best Picture because it's something different, and you're taking a nomination slot away from something that really could deserve it. So this conversation, back and forth, comes up for a couple years straight, and then the Academy eventually does their own Best Animated Film category, which Pixar wins like every effing year. I mean, they haven't won every year, but holy crap. Not like last year's Flow that we... Flow is such a silly, overrated mess, in my opinion. So what do we do, right, when we discuss best animated film? Well, sometimes it's just what you like, and I think that criteria serves animation, because animation's intent isn't really, I mean, like, for example, like last year we had Flow win, which is a silent film, low budget, technically a foreign film, rendered on the freeware Blender. But it's a silent movie in large. It has music and sound effects. But then there was Wild Robot. And Wild Robot, or the Robot in the Wild, or that one from DreamWorks, was absolutely spectacular. A complete story, heartwarming, has an ending that sticks to you, which is rare on any occasion. But in my view, a perfect animated movie. But Flow wins just because it kind of leans artistic. Well, the intent of an animated film is not flow. Now, that doesn't mean every once in a while you can get something that leans towards adult, right? But it's really a children's medium. It's for kids. It's for the eyeballs and the ears, and it's like a little bit like a roller coaster, right? You get the highs and the lows, and you get repeatable elements. I always reference this, where when you're younger, you get even obsessed with scenes. I remember like rewinding VHS cassettes with some of my friends to just rewatch particular scenes in movies like Pee-wee's Great Adventure, like the Large Marge scene, for example. Like we would just be obsessed with that. So animation's intent is very different than what we would get from Best Picture. With all of that, Pete Brown-Gert, this is our director. Now we have, appropriately so, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 writers for this movie. Looney Tunes, The Day the Earth Blew Up. Within a couple minutes of watching this, we're looking at a close-up painting, which is, we might want to call it title card art if you watch SpongeBob or Batman the Animated Series, where it's a close-up of a human or a adjacent character, and it's an animation technique, and I don't know if it even has a name, but you get your regular animation, and in this case it's Porky Pig and Daffy Duck, and then the human is always kind of like a painted close-up, and we get that in this, and then we get something that Pete really hits home, and I think we see the strength of animation direction. We get a little bit of the sense of Looney Tunes, like this, like the beats here. This is Looney Tunes. This is Daffy Duck and Porky Pig, and now we're being showed some of the visual language of Looney Tunes. So someone's done their homework. Someone is guiding this. And then we get the story that is, zombie chewing gum. Amazing. We get, what's her name? Daisy? Like the girl pig is in this movie? Yeah, it's a petunia pig, and it's called Goody Gum. And we get this. This movie's almost more of a farce, but it's a wild farce adventure with these two characters. And what makes this movie a little bit more important is I had no idea it was coming. I had no idea it was made. And then all of a sudden, it's magically there on HBO Max, and I just pressed play, and I wanted to bring you guys this movie a month or two ago. I'm not sure how long it's been on stream, but then to sit down with you guys right here, I watched it again. It kind of had the same experience. I love that. It's such a weird thing sometimes where you watch a movie and kind of, you go on with life, and in this case, December hit, so first week and change of December is London, UK. Come back, get into work mode, and then it's like everything is Christmas, and then everything is New Year's, and that's after everything is Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is almost like 3 weeks for me because of the all the Friendsgivings and weekend work. Halloween, thank God, this year a little bit low key, but I think we were away. I was in Buffalo for Halloween, so Halloween kind of becomes like a 2-week thing, and in Philly it's like 2 weekends. St. Patty's Day is like 3 weekends. But I get back to watch this movie, and I kind of have the same experience. Like I have the same revelations. And then that's what makes it the best animated film of the year. I think what they did is, I feel like they brought back Looney Tunes. And you say this a lot, right? Or you think this a lot just as an audience member, because the original Looney Tunes shorts are just phenomenal. And Disney, though, right? Like, even when it comes to Mickey Mouse, they never try to go back to the source of Mickey Mouse and to duplicate what made Mickey Mouse work, which is amazing, right? But here, we get this adventure. We get this adventure with Daffy and Porky. I think it's great. I implore you to check it out, and I think this is a footnote in animation history, because I like the comparison of comparing this to Mickey Mouse, where Disney never maintained the ship. They never tweaked what made Mickey Mouse work from generation to generation. They've always come in with a new interpretation of Mickey Mouse and did the injection mold for that. But here, the visual language of Looney Tunes is saved. And it's, again, this movie, in my view, has a historical importance.
Okay, that's a wrap.